Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey guys, welcome back.
Yeah, another episode of The West Wing here for you.
Yeah, had a big weekend on YouTube with The West Wing, and
We
people coming
did.
over to Patreon to The West Wing because we just put up the season finale of the shooting over
And
over
man,
there.
season two has not stopped at all, though.
No, no,
They
absolutely
have not slowed down whatsoever.
not even a little
It's
bit.
been great. Ainsley was a fantastic addition to the
Yeah,
cast
she
too.
yeah she really is. I can see where it's a little bit of the grumblings of a little bit of misogyny there are
No,
because
sure,
like
yeah,
there was an awful lot of times she was referred to as that woman,
yeah.
a little bit.
That's where the show shows its age a little bit.
Right.
And I think
It
that
wasn't bad.
there was a fun, yeah, it wasn't too bad. There was a
Right.
fun discourse on Patreon about how her character kind of feels like him strengthening his skills as far as writing goes. He
Hmm.
kind of introduced her character to like write women better,
Right.
which is funny because CJ is such a well written character.
Completely. Right.
But the supporting cast, for the most part, I see those grievances. So I like that they added Ainsley, and also it helps give the Republican perspective. He's not, he's still it's still a pretty left show,
Right.
but at the same time, I like her perspective on the show, and it does add food for thought.
Well, and I think the idea of, hey, we can actually have some level of bipartisanship if we
Yeah,
actually just looked at how at people's capabilities,
no, you're
which is
right.
what the whole point of it was. The president likes to hire smart people
Uh-huh.
who disagree with him, which is a good idea.
And you know what? It has been kind of black and white as far as the Republicans, Democrats go on the show.
Sure,
It hasn't
absolutely.
been. They've been kind of set up as like a villain.
Right. Of course, I mean by design.
Yeah.
And if the show's written in 2023, they'd be set up as supervillains.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
It's just way
it's
worse.
like, yeah, how are the Republicans doing? They're trying to kill Mike Pence.
They're trying to kill my.
All right, guys, we do want to welcome some new Patreon subscribers from over the weekend. It's a lot of them, like we said, so please bear with me for a second here. Joy Maxwell, Zachary Loiser, Kara TRX, Trev Cobb, Emily Patterson, Bob Green, Amanda, Mount Moses, Edward Chu, Brian Smith, Patrick Otter, The Quiet Wolf, Joseph Antonetti, Jennifer Taylor, Jeff Davis, Daywalker,
Woo!
Balaz Folds, Carl Bernal, Jack, Ingmar Svensson, Texas Viking,
Still going. Let's go.
Blobina Roden. Wait, we're almost there. Mark and Shay Berry.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. That was an easy one. All
Thank
right,
you,
so
guys.
no, really, thank you. Welcome. That's
awesome.
Yeah, that's great, and it's flattering for us. Quite honestly, we
It is.
really do appreciate it.
Welcome to our little channel, man. We really
Absolutely.
appreciate you guys being here.
Absolutely.
But for those of you guys watching this on YouTube, hi, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you don't mind, click that link, leave us a comment down below, and if you want to join the list there, click the link below and join our Patreon.
Yep, the link to the Patreon is in our description below. Please
Yes, it is.
subscribe to our YouTube if you haven't already. We'd really appreciate
We
that.
sure would. Be like a healthcare
Okay,
episode.
Right.
there's $50,000 worth of hospital bills they're saying they don't cover. You know what that means?
You may have to get yourself a job mowing lawns after school.
No.
Hi.
I'm doing the radio today. Saying it's the end of the week, he gets a little punchy.
It's not live. He can do another take.
Remember last April?
Yeah,
11 takes.
I remember.
11. The guests at the radio dress with the 11 takes, they were standing in the Oval Office for an hour and a half. I sent him home with White House keychains. I work here in the West Wing as an assistant to Deputy Chief of Staff Joshua Lyman, which I guess makes me Deputy Chief of Staff.
Oh my God, that is not a good joke, Donna.
I'm going to ask you to form a horseshoe against that wall. Not an actual horseshoe. That takes special training as a blacksmith.
Oh my God,
my
Donna,
gosh,
stop the
Donna.
comedy.
Oh, thank God.
How's it going?
I didn't laugh at the blacksmith joke.
It's almost hard to believe, Donna.
Do you really know Jack Warner, Mr. President?
Yeah, because I used to be a contract player in Hollywood, and I'm 97 years old.
Curious about this. Ed Barron's
Yeah.
doing Meet the Press on Sunday. Did you know that?
No, this Sunday? They won't confirm whether a three-star general is going on television to beat up the president?
No.
Carol?
Maybe not. Usually when you do that, you're
By the
got a
way,
book
some kind
coming
of
out.
blurb,
Yeah.
beautiful woman.
Hey, has Leo told Tribby about his new associate counsel yet?
I'll check the wire to see if any maimings have been reported.
Lionel Tribby thinks hiring me was a great idea.
Why are you surprised?
Well, because I'm a Republican. You haven't told him yet.
I have, in fact, not told him yet, no.
So you lied to me just then.
I will kill people
John
today,
Larroquette?
Leo. I will kill people with this cricket bat, which was given to me by Her Royal Majesty Elizabeth Windsor. Steve Joyce and Mark Brookline testified at Governmental Affairs that the White House couldn't produce the Rockland memo.
Do we?
Holding it in my hand, Leo.
I'm sure there's
When your guys go to the Hill, they can't drop their testimony on my desk at 9:15 and testify at 9:30. Who's this?
This is Ainsley Hayes.
The girl who's been writing the columns.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Oh my God.
Lionel, she clerked for Dryford.
Wow.
She's working for you, Lionel.
Excuse me?
She's working for you.
Mr. President, have you lost what little was left of your
Oh,
mind? I can't
wow.
possibly work like this.
Oh, dear God.
Cut.
All right. Take 14.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mr. President.
Hospital was out of network, and therefore they're claiming responsibility for only 20% of a life-saving medical procedure. Also, he didn't get
Welcome
the
to
procedure.
America.
I like a country where you can sue the insurance company, but not the people who shot you.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Anyway, cut the 2 paragraphs.
You just get an idea there?
Yeah. You say you can sue the people who shot him?
Maybe. Well, one of them's still alive.
Yeah.
He can sue the people that shot him.
People who shot him are dead.
No,
Yep.
hardly
group?
any of them are.
Oh, like their organization.
Yeah. Whatever. I can't remember.
The
Virginia
White
White Pride or
Pride or
whatever it was.
something.
Yeah.
17.
Josh, I think you know that for the 3 months you were out recovering, a lot of people were looking for a new legislative avenue for federal law enforcement to get the extremists. Josh, this is our way in. A civil action. You could subpoena everything. Membership rolls, donor rolls.
That's pretty
Josh, the Southern Poverty
draconian.
Law Center
Yeah.
wants you to sue the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan for $100 million.
Your blood
Pretty
pressure
well.
is 120 over 80.
Good line.
How did you know that, man?
I'm saying his blood pressure
It's
is
120.
Fast.
so we can have sex now.
Okay, that's not me and you right there.
Is there anything I can...
Go away right now.
President.
Long, Mrs. Lanning.
Oh my God.
Long.
We have to find time before 6.
What happens at 6?
I have to fly to Cochrane's Mills, Pennsylvania.
Where the hell is Cochrane's Mills?
Pennsylvania?
Right.
He's going to go on TV and trash the president. That's going to be the last thing he does before he retires.
Once again, ma'am, it's not for...
Lieutenant, he's...
Particularly your president.
My president is your president, too.
Yeah, and you're in the
Additionally,
military
he has some
talking
very
like
real
that.
concerns over the current state of readiness of our armed forces.
It's called Ring and Run.
Ma'am?
Go back to the Pentagon right now. Tell General Barry C.J. Craig says he's a coward.
It's right over here. 442.
I bet it's nice. You want to bet it's nice?
It's written down
It's
here.
just
This
got
is the Steam Pipe
character.
Trunk Distribution
Dang.
Venue.
Steam pipe trunk distribution venue.
You're here to serve the president.
Say they found you in office?
Such as it is. I said I feel a sense of duty.
What, did you just walk out of the Pirates of Penzance? He's an Englishman.
He's an Englishman is from HMS Pinafore.
It's from Penzance. Don't tell me about Gilbert and Sullivan. It's from Penzance or the Iolanthe, one of the ones about duty.
They're all about duty. Then it's from Pinafore.
Miss Hayes,
Think
you
so,
go
too.
up to the Hill this afternoon, and I want you to talk to the Associate Majority Counsel at Governmental Affairs, Steve Joyce and Mark Brookline.
The two you wanted to kill with your cricket bat for screwing up on possession of the Rockland memo.
Yes.
And any advice you could give me that might point me the way of success would be by me appreciated.
Well, not speaking in iambic pentameter might be a step in the right direction.
It did sound a little Shakespearean by structure there.
They told Government Affairs that we never had the Rockland memo.
I think we did have the Rockland memo.
I think I also better talk to somebody on government affairs.
Tribby already sent Ainsley Hayes.
To do what?
Talk to the Associate Majority.
Something I couldn't do?
Sam was talking to me. The Southern Poverty Law Center. We know. Our people can be deposed too, which leaves them vulnerable to embarrassing questions like, have you ever tried cocaine?
Without question.
He is
That's
an
awesome.
Englishman. It's from Pinafore. Tribby says it's from Penzance, by the way.
It's from Pinafore.
He says it's the one about duty.
They're all about duty.
What time is it?
It's 5:45, sir.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
In
No.
Excuse
He's
me.
got to get it. He's got to get it.
Sir,
Kids, I am so sorry. I have to go now to a special meeting of the government. And one day, you will all understand.
Mr. President,
Take a break, Charlie.
she's not there, sir.
You think sending my aide here was an act of cowardice? You think I have the time and inclination
Sir,
to hide...
due respect, that wasn't what I was referring to.
Kitten.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tempo
Oh.
is up, which is fine.
Kit.
But the problem
Yeah.
is purse tempo is up too. Do you know what that is? I'll be telling my story to Tim Russert.
No, I don't think you
Oh,
will, General.
jeez.
I notice among your many decorations is the Distinguished Combat Service Medal. You won it while on temporary duty with the Navy's USS Brooke.
Stolen valor? Not a good look.
Served in uniform, not once.
W. Bush was the last military president we had.
I'm looking for
Who's the
Steve
military?
Joyce
Yeah.
and Mark Brookline.
He's like
Steve,
the National
Mark.
Guard, but yeah. Why are these guys being such douchies?
I feel
They're
like
the ones who screwed up.
Spoke to the associate counsel, and I think we're going to be fine. Two things I wanted to mention.
Mark, I'm sorry. I have work to do.
Yeah.
Go to the bathroom, where I am going to change into a special little garment I think you might enjoy.
You went all the way to Cochran's whatever to dedicate a monument to Nellie Bly?
Oh, no.
You haven't changed into the special
Yeah.
garment.
Yeah, investigative journalist. Yeah.
She's the one I want to beat the crap out of.
She risked
went
her
undercover.
life by having herself committed to a mental
Yeah.
institution for Nellie Bly is just the tip of the iceberg.
I couldn't possibly hear about the rest of the iceberg right now.
Did you talk to Steve Joyce and Mark Brookline?
Yes, I did. Do you think there's any chance that you could be rude to me tomorrow? Tomorrow is Saturday. I will be here. You can call me. I think if I have to endure another disappointment today from this place that I have worshipped, I am going to lose it.
I'll be back in just a second, okay?
Yeah, he's got to go apologize now.
Yeah, Josh.
Good.
Oh my
Whoa!
God.
How did your meeting end up going with Brookline and Joyce?
It went great, Sam. I talked to them for a couple of minutes, and I think that...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You gonna fire them?
They should be fired.
They should be fired for their attitude.
Yeah.
They don't like their attitude.
When I write something, I sign my name. Here, I'll show you. You're fired.
See, and he signed it.
Sam, I don't know who you think you are around here, but you can't fire us.
Leave here and don't ever come back.
Nice.
It's from Pinafore.
Nonsense.
Were you the recording secretary of the Princeton Gilbert and Sullivan Society?
Woman, so
I'll be right behind you.
Special garment.
Go.
Go.
Is this about Ed Barry? But the man was the first one in and the last one out of a war that I didn't want anything to do with. The man's earned the right to say whatever he wants.
HMS Pinafore. Of course, Toby's the one sitting there being unfestive.
Yeah. I love that they remind you that they all have some humility.
Yeah.
They stick up for each other.
Yeah.
Those guys
That was
suck.
great,
They were
yeah.
over the line, and I love that Sam fired him. That was an amazing
Yeah. Oh,
moment.
yeah.
That was a great moment. One of the best moments of the show so far.
Yeah, that was really solid.
And it's like, Ainsley's so nice. Like, she's very strong-willed, and she has her own opinions, and
Right.
that's a good thing, because I feel like everybody there is so strongly opinionated. I think they're going to respect her for it.
Well, and one of the things we've always liked about the show from the beginning is when they disagree. They can fight, they can argue, and they can come to some type of understanding and move on. So I think having someone who's in a different, completely coming from a different political philosophy in general, gives you some of those moments that you can really have those strongly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
you,
yeah.
You can have those more enriched discussions because you have someone who's way outside the box on what everyone here kind of thinks politically.
Right, and it gives a lot of context, a lot of perspective.
Right.
It needs to balance out. It's not one-sided,
Well, and I don't even know that balance needs to be the word. Like if you're going to argue with somebody about why this movie is your favorite movie and they like something else, and to defend, like, I'm going to say The Godfather's my favorite movie, and someone else is going to say Titanic. Because, yeah, I've had that conversation.
I love that Titanic was what it was.
It was the one. And in arguing in favor of The Godfather, I was able to really articulate why I love The Godfather and thought more about why I think The Godfather is the best movie ever made.
Yeah.
Same thing. We can have her argue with these guys on the show about political things, and it's not that we're presenting both sides here or saying that she's going to change their minds. It's that I can argue my position and clarify it more for myself.
Sure, and vice versa too.
Right? Oh, sure,
It
absolutely.
brings a lot of clarity to those issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, great point. Fantastic point. And I wanted to briefly mention the general because it's interesting that in this show, I feel like in a lot of military shows and in real life we hold generals
right.
We hold them in high regard.
Yeah,
because
true.
they are men of honor. They've been to war. They've led men to war, and the fact that they had this general. I mean, would that be stolen valor?
I think that's technically the phrase it would be.
He has an award he has never won.
Right.
And Bartlett summed it up well. He went to a war that I didn't want to go to.
Right.
First in, last out.
Right.
And that is commendable, but that is a complex situation to deal with. Too.
Right.
And I'm sure there's plenty of generals over the years that have, not agreed with the administration,
Sure.
but,
It's still the job.
They serve the president.
Right. That's why I thought it was so weird that there's like, well, This is your like the one for that really got me wasn't him. It was his assistant that came,
Yeah.
who was a serviceman. He was in the army,
he's a
and
lieutenant.
right, he was a lieutenant, and who's like, "You're president." And I'm like, "You're in the
You're
U.S.
president,
military,
bro.
man."
Yeah. Who do you think you're
Yeah,
serving, dog?
who do you think your boss is? That's the commander in chief.
Yeah, and it's the general's right to say whatever he wants. Freedom
Right.
of speech. He's retiring. He can go
Yeah.
write a book, say what you want to say.
Which I thought is what they were doing, was
Yeah.
like, he's going to tell them what shows to write a book, yeah.
But that was very complex. It was interesting, too, that they just kind of resolved it.
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering if we're going to get more of that. Maybe we will down the road. I don't
Right.
know. I feel like there's a few different storylines we could get going forward from this episode alone. But
Absolutely. Overall, a lighter episode, which we haven't had for a while.
Well,
It's all been...
the whole bit with him trying to have sex the whole time.
Oh yeah,
is
of
so
course.
funny.
Yeah, it was great. The whole and everything with the Gilbert and Sullivan musicals, the conversations around that. For the most part, it was a more of a fun episode than we've had for a while. Which we've had those in the past after heavy ones, and like I think this is our first one kind of coming out of the shooting, where we've had like a little bit lighter fare.
Well, even the last episode ended very heavy.
Sure,
but at the same time, it had light moments. This
Right.
was full on like.
Okay.
Light. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
With
We
the
can breathe.
exception of those two guys being awful to Ainsley, it was pretty light.
Well, the thing was that got nipped in the bud immediately.
Yeah, it
They
did.
were like, "You're fired."
You're fired. Yeah. Sam ran out the door after those guys, which I really liked.
And everybody watching the show was just like,
yeah,
"Yes,
that was very satisfying to
It
see
was.
those two guys get fired for sure.
And I don't know. As far as Sorkin being accused of like, he's not a misogynist by any stretch, but like,
He's right. He doesn't write women well. It's not that people are saying Sorkin's a misogynist. This he doesn't write women as well as he writes men historically. But
he's an older man who obviously has the male perspective. So
Right.
I understand that's why they're going to be stronger characters. I still think he does a good job writing women, but I can see the grievances.
Sure, and I felt like this episode really kind of like I was like that. The misogyny in this episode was like at a 9, not only directed at Ainsley but directed at CJ too.
Sure.
And it was like no, these are very capable women.
Absolutely, and like, there's really not an issue with CJ.
No,
as far as her character goes, there's a few moments where, like, I mean, the general called her kitten.
Yeah,
which
oof.
That felt like an intentional.
Oh, yeah.
Slight, I like it when writers do, and filmmakers in general, add certain things to their show or their movies to help them grow
Right.
as a filmmaker. And I think he does grow. Obviously, he wins an Oscar after this, but even in The Social Network,
Right.
there's some issues with the women characters.
Oh, of course,
So,
absolutely.
It's just one of those things. I think he's going to have to. He's just going to have to be stuck with for a while.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
did write Molly's Game, though.
No, yeah. Again, I'm not calling Sorkin a sexist.
No, not by any means.
Right, but it is one of those things where
Strengths
you
and weaknesses.
exactly strengths and weaknesses. He's just not as good at how his writing, how his female characters come across as complete characters as his males. Now, I will say this. Forgive me for not knowing names of the characters, and I really should. But Steve Jobs.
Sure.
Kate Winslet's character
Yes.
was almost flawless
She was
as a
amazing.
female character.
Yeah.
Was written incredibly well, very, very complex, very deep. He completely nailed that one.
And even the daughter. That's a very underrated Sorkin screenplay.
It's great.
It's really well structured too.
Did he win for that? I know he was nominated.
No, that was 2015.
Yeah.
That was a year that kind of got shut down a little bit that year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, thanks for being here, guys. This was a great episode.
It was.
We look forward to see you guys in the next one.
Yeah, catch you soon.